feel like this has been very long awaited. It's a pleasure to finally meet you in person.
Good to meet you, sir.
Yeah, and for everyone watching today, just want to introduce Jesus Alvarez, an absolute legend. Been here at the Modern SDR for 6 to 7 months now. It's been absolutely incredible getting to know you, and this is the first time we're meeting in person.
Yeah.
But if you just want to kind of introduce yourself, give a little background, and we'll take it away from there.
Well, yeah, thank you. Obviously, sure. It's a pleasure to be here. I've always been a technical person kind of thing. Always wanted to do my own thing. To be very brief, college dropout. I was a software engineer. Then I decided to do multiple business on my own, and then found sales and the whole space, and apply all my knowledge to it. Found Kekoa, and I work here. Pretty excited. That's pretty much how my background. For you guys. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. And I guess for you, like, what do you find yourself most passionate about? What do you enjoy doing most?
Yeah, I think obviously this could sound cliche, but helping people, or just creating something that is gonna impact people in any way. It's true that my department is like metrics and tracking and building processes. So really, just if I can help with efficiency in any industry, that's really my thing. I like to fill the gaps between systems. Yeah.
No, that's awesome. I feel like you've been a great help, and I know even when we first chatted, I felt like you were kind of interviewing me about the whole business, which I thought was awesome. It was really cool to see, and I really like how your brain thinks and how you solve problems and that. So I guess right now, what do you kind of do on a day-to-day basis inside kind of the Modern SDR? I know you're kind of helping with the student side of things too. So if you just give people a little bit of insight into that.
Yeah, so what I do is normally just with the students though, mainly just helping them with questions, but taking graduation calls, helping with them, making sure they are ready to get to the business owners and just give them feedback. That's mainly what I do with the students, because the rest is just really finding inefficiencies and building the solution to it kind of thing. It's more about just thinking the ideas rather than doing something on a daily basis kind of thing. But that's what I do.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. And I know we've had some students who come into the program, right? They think, sales is going to be easy. They think remote triaging is going to be super easy. And then they're so easily discouraged because it's not everything handed to them on a silver platter. So I guess could you give one piece of advice for people that are looking to get into this online space? They're looking to maybe escape the 9 to 5, maybe travel more, be able to have more freedoms. Can you kind of give one piece of advice there to help people kind of get through those tough times?
Yeah, what I would say is that from what I've seen, everything works. It's just people don't stick long enough to it, and I just think it's because they don't want it bad enough, and they're not willing to sacrifice a little bit and putting in what it takes. So sometimes it takes saying no to multiple things, but I think there's not an easy path. It's just simple, but it could be also difficult. It could be simple and difficult at the same time. It's just they don't stick long enough to it. So I would say just pick one thing that you like. If you have some experience on it, that would be great. But it's just sticking long enough until you make it. I think everything works, honestly. So it's not gonna be easy, just simple.
Yeah.
But then difficult.
No, I definitely agree with that. I think a lot of people are just very distracted in life, and they have a hard time focusing on that one thing. So I think that's a super valuable point that you bring up there.
Yeah.
Well, cool, man. And I guess right now, I know you mentioned some of the graduation calls, and that's kind of the whole process that we have for students who are looking to get placed with a business owner. They're looking to find kind of a role in this remote triaging and modern SDR space. So can you walk people through what that kind of graduation process looks like? And I know we give our students certification once they go through the Modern SDR, but can you kind of walk people through how that works?
So my personal opinion is that for me, graduation or being ready is not getting more than 5 out of 10 kind of thing. It's just either yes or no to the question of, are you gonna get the results within a company? Are you gonna bring results? And in this industry or any industry that matter, it's just, are you gonna provide money or ROI, or are you gonna get more out of your hours on that company than that they're paying you kind of thing. So what I do is just on the application or whatever, is just checking if they're committed enough um, you know, if they're able to stand out and showing that value, and then on the graduation itself, it's just, for whatever they want to do, it's just me thinking, are they gonna like get results? It's more within them than the actual experience, because when things go down, you want people that will get the results anyway, rather than, no, I've done this experience, and if they just have like a short box of like knowledge, and I would rather just hire within values, and knowing when something is gonna break, they're gonna find the way out, kind of thing. So yeah, that's what I would say. I just check always for like commitment and people that will make it no matter what without me.
Yeah, that's huge. And I think too, what's really valuable about even the certification process with Modern SDR is like looking for that culture fit, right? I think, even like with the black hole that you put together, the amount of data that we have on all the students, the amount of care that, customer success team really puts into finding the alignment there. I guess, do you feel like culture is a very important part inside a business, or even inside a sales environment, or how does that kind of play into things?
Yeah, I think it's true that if you don't pass this certain threshold of results, they're not gonna look at you, no matter the culture fit that you provide. But it's true that if I have the same applicant, replicated kind of thing, but one of them is like not on point on the culture fit, I would rather just pick the other one. But it's also true that if the results are maybe a little bit lower on the one that with better culture fit, I will also pick that person, because eventually he's gonna pass the other one. And just one about also the culture fit, that's true. But to get in the placement or like working with someone, you need to like stand out on the application, because that is the interview that's the ticket to the interview, which is ultimately what's gonna get you to the position or whatever you want to do. There's a little bit of both. I think once you're in, culture fit will when you go farther.
Yeah, that's huge. And one last question here, just kind of on this whole hiring thing. I know you're really invested with our hiring process. We've gone through probably 500 or 600 applicants in the past probably 2 or 3 months. It's been wild. So like, I guess for people watching this, what do you look for when we're hiring?
Yeah, what I look for is people that are able to say the most with the least amount of words, because you can tell when you're reading someone, especially, we always ask for a video, and most of my, this qualification is just people that didn't do the video, or didn't stand out on the most difficult questions. And I just look for sharp people, honestly, like people that you can tell that they're gonna get it without me. That's just what I look, and you will be surprised how little effort people put into the application. So it's easy to like filter out.
That's a great point to bring up. And I feel like, even for people that are just like recruiting for a role, like if you're able to understand from the hiring perspective how that works, you can kind of in a way game the system, because then like if 90% of people's applications are terrible, right? And then the other 5 to 7% are like average, and they follow the rules, they follow expectations, and then there's only 1 to 3% that are actually decent.
Yeah.
Like it's not very hard to stand out. You just have to show a little bit more care, show how you can provide value to that specific business. I think, the best applications we've had, there was someone we just brought on that gave a whole PowerPoint presentation relating it to our offer.
Yeah, there's no,
like, it's great.
No one personalized the approach. It's always like, I just feel they just send that to every person. Yeah. And even the template is not good enough. So I'm not asking for like personalization, but at least you can tell there's no commitment and there's nothing. They're not standing out. That's for sure. It's a good point, because the best roles are probably not public. So the idea that public applications are a thing. You're competing with people with way more leverage than you, and you're not doing nothing to like get above them, and well, then don't ask for interviews, I guess.
No, that's a great point. Thank you, man. Appreciate the talk. Did you want to add anything else to people looking to get into space, or just get out of the comfort zone in general? I
feel like it just comes down to the value. If you undeniably provide more value than you're getting out of a transaction, you're gonna be just fine. You're gonna find your place, and that's the problem I feel with people. They are what they're saying they are. It's just they don't provide enough value. And to be valuable, sometimes you need to do things that you don't like, and that's fine. Yeah, just provide more value than you're getting, and you'll be fine.
Sweet. I appreciate you, Jesus. Thank you so much for coming out. And yeah,
Nice to
wrap
meet
it
you.
up. Nice to meet you.